Nestled in the hills outside of Ronda in Spain is a privately owned piece of motoring nirvana, the Ascari Circuit. This 5.425 kilometer FIA approved circuit has 26 corners, many of which were designed to recreate the famous curves from legendary racing circuits like Brands Hatch, Spa, Bathurst and the Neuschleifer. The circuit can be split into 3 shorter tracks, and this is the layout that we'll be playing on. Over the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be putting 3 purest performance machines through their paces, shod on Goodyear's ultra high performance tyres, which they've just recently launched. And we start our assault on Ascari in a car that's rebirthed a classic French brand, built without compromise and heralded by those in the know to be one of the best drivers' cars to be built in years. Built between 1961 and 1977, the Berlinetta-styled A110 brought Alpine rally fame and success in the 70s, and now some 20 years after shutting them down, Renault have breathed new life into the brand. I particularly love the rear 3/4 view. The interior is pretty sparse because the A110 is all about weight saving. You have lightweight Seatbelt seats. They even opted for an integrated electric parking brake. Why? Because it was lighter. And then of course there is the all-new special purpose all-aluminium chassis. The A110 tips the scales at a dumbbell over 1,100 kilograms, which is incredible and crucial in helping deliver its brilliant driving dynamics and engagement, as is the mid-engine position of the 1.8-litre 4-cylinder turbo power plant, which produces 185 kilowatts and 325 newton-meters of torque, with the drive delivered to the rear wheels through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. It is also not over-rubbered, 205s up front, 235s at the back, and on Goodyear's dual-compound SuperSport tyre. This is a car that I've been wanting to drive for the longest time because I think it is so cool that Renault has gone and breathed life back into a classic French brand like Alpine. The car just looks the part. It's a little bit retro, but it's got all the modern day trickery in it. Obviously at 1.8 little turbo doing duty, but you know, it's mid-engine. So what this promises is to be a really special driver's car. I think from what I can feel just straight away getting in the car, it's like a Toyota 86, but with the power that the Toyota 86 whoosh that it had. It is so sweet and precise, so well balanced. I reckon you could flip and get this car in perfectly controlled little slides, and because you've got a little bit more power, you can actually drive it out of the slide. Look at that. You actually now are setting this car up through the steering, through the right foot. This is old school cool. What is quite surprising though is that they've gone with a 7-speed dual clutch. Now I know this is the same gearbox that is in the Renault Clio Sport, and I only heard bad things about it, but obviously it's been improved by a good truck to do duty in this vehicle. What they've gone and done is they've changed the dry clutches with the wet clutches, outbands and wind noise, and that gives you faster, more precise changes. So that's good work, and they've made that work. But I think why not have a manual? This is like old school, you want it. They've said, number one, there wasn't money for a manual, so they spent them, oh geez, like GoPro, sorry, you see the G-forces? They didn't have money for a manual, so they said, you know what, let's rather spend the money improving the transmission that we have. And surprisingly, they also said they didn't think there'd be many people who'd want to buy this in a manual. I think that's a cop-out. Everything about this car is old school, weight reduction, keep it classic. Yeah, I don't know about that. But listen, very cool. They've got double wishbone suspensions. The fuel tank sits in the front, the engine sits mid-engine over the rear, and that gives you a really beautifully balanced car, low center of gravity as well, which is fantastic. And you know what? It doesn't have a limited slip diff. They've got an open diff, and they're just using some inner wheel braking to get the car to turn in. This car is going to be such a beautiful, nice, compliant car to drive and live with every single day. If you can get your head around that wind noise, the switches are a little bit cheap and plastic, but maybe that's the same weight as well, who knows? The fact that I'm so in love with this car's spirit and its personality, it is such a dynamic drive, I think is quite telling, and that after all the hype surrounding the Alpine. So Yaku, if you are watching this, you do know there's a right-hand drive now available. I think we need a few of these in South Africa, please. And next week, it's another first drive for me in Porsche's GT3 RS.